All right, y'all. So we're going to talk about this whole Simone Biles situation with her husband and him on this podcast. Now, this is not a space. My channel, this video is not a space for nignogs. And you know exactly who I'm talking about, because if I was talking about you just winced a little bit when I said nignogs. If this is not a channel for ashy nignogs. So if you expect this video to be, uplifting, what's his name? Jonathan? What's his goddamn name? Girl, who know his name? Then you got another thing coming. Find another video to watch. Let's go.
I don't want your nigga, you crazy. The nigga too lazy. I need me a nigga who can tame me.
All right, so we already know that Simone and Jonathan had met, I think, in like 2020. They got engaged in 2022. They got married in 2023, and that's it. Of course, one of the only reasons why I even know that is because Simone Biles is iconic. I'm so sorry, and I be keeping up. I'm like, girl, what's the tea? What is she up to? What's she doing? She's amazing. She's an Olympian. She's extremely talented. We know. And even though it seems like Jonathan, it did not when they first met. Anyway, so they were both on this Pivot podcast or whatever, and Jonathan ended up talking about how he and Simone Biles met. So first he said he didn't know who she was. And he said that he ain't never paid attention to gymnastics or anything like that, and did not know who she was. Now, immediately, everybody was like, okay, girl. Immediately, everyone's like, all right, girl. You didn't know who Simone Biles was? My flaming homosexual ass usually stays far away from the world of sports. And yet, at the same time, I still know who Michael Phelps is. I still know who LeBron James is. I still know who Dwayne Wade is. I still know who Tom Brady is. Like, girl, I know who these people are, and I'm not even in sports. And you're in sports, and you talk about you didn't know who Simone Biles was. So social media, leave it to social media to clock it, right? So remember, he said that he'd never paid attention to gymnastics. Why did the girls online do a search of his Twitter and immediately found out that he was over there cheering for Gabby Douglas, who was on the scene in gymnastics, or like on a big scene in gymnastics, or at least started all that shit before we were really getting into Simone Biles. So already we know this nigga lying. Oh, I never paid attention to gymnastics before, but you literally did. But you literally do. So they already got your tea already, right? So the host is laughing here. Ryan Clark is his name. He's laughing here. His face is like, boy, you mean to tell me you didn't know who Simone Biles was? He didn't say that, but that's like what his facial expressions was given. But yeah, Jonathan said that he swiped or whatever, and they matched on this app or whatever. And he went to practice or did whatever he needed to do. Right, it came back, and I guess he was saying that Simone was pressing him basically, like on his IG, liking his stuff, talking about how Simone messaged him, and then he said, which I thought he was just bouncing around because he was like, oh well, I didn't know who she was, but when she reached out, I thought it was fake, and I'm just like, okay, so if you didn't know who she was, and then when she reached out, you thought that it might have been a fake or somebody faking, then. And then he gonna say, I just saw that she had a whole lot of followers. I was just like, okay, girl. So she must be good. I was like, all right, girl. And then the host, Ryan Clark here, is saying that his facial expressions the whole interview was just like, or at least this part of the interview was like, boy, you got to be fucking kidding me. You got to be kidding me, right? And then so Jonathan's trying to justify, what he's saying, because the host is just like, boy, you got to be playing. At least in his face, that's what he's saying, right? Because he didn't say it verbatim. So Jonathan's trying to justify it by saying, well, when Simone won the Olympics, I was in college, I was in camp. We didn't have certain channels, so I didn't see. We had camp and practice, but I'm not paying attention to what's going on. Ryan Clark again here gives him the side eye and is just like, I'm gonna let you finish your story. I'm gonna just let you finish your story. And Jonathan laughs in response to that, and I'm just like, I feel like you laughing so hard because even that's a bunch of BS. Like that's what I felt. And obviously social media felt the same way. There were a lot of people dragging it, but there were also a lot of people talking about, oh well, he what if he really didn't know who she was? What if he really didn't know? And I'm just like, whatever y'all need to say to yourselves to make yourself feel better. Like whatever you need to tell yourself, girl, because That's some BS. I don't care what y'all talk about. Then, and Jonathan's not done, right? Because he has to continue to, and he's going to say it verbatim eventually by the end of this shit, by the end of my video, okay? But he has to make sure that y'all know that she was pressing him, and that he is the real T. He's the real guy. He has to let y'all know that even though we didn't know who the fuck, we didn't know his name. I'm sure most of y'all didn't know his name before we started this video. Even though we didn't know his name, that he was the real T. He was the real catch. So Jonathan said, okay, well, she lived in the suburbs, so, she had to drive 45 minutes to see me, I guess, when they're first meeting up. And so it's like the whole time, and Simone Biles sitting right next to him, bro. Like, the whole time this boy talking about, oh, well, she had to come see me. She pressed me. She's liking my Instagram pictures. You know what I mean? I ain't really know who she was, bro. Like, and I'm just like, okay, where's the part where you say, wow, like, did this conversation at all shift to like, oh, wow, I enjoy her company. I can't, bitch, you sitting over here talking about, oh, yeah, bro, she was pressing me in front of a bunch of other niggas, in front of a bunch of other podcast mic having ass niggas. And I'm just like, this is so weird. There's no, like, did you look at her the whole time you were talking about meeting her, or you were looking straight in these niggas' faces trying to flex? That shit is weird, bro. So one of the hosts, Ryan Clark, who's been making faces at him this whole time, was just like, to Jonathan, he was like, okay, so you mean to tell me you were the catch? You were the catch. And then Jonathan gonna say, I always say the men are the catch. And I'm just like, so go get you one, bro. Like, what do you mean? Then Ryan Clark responded to that by saying, okay, so Simone really booked you. And then Jonathan gonna say, she did. He said, I was fighting it. I was fighting it. I was fighting it. And I'm just like, for this entire time, imagine somebody saying to your partner, to whoever, right? Imagine somebody walks up to them and say, okay, so tell me how you met your partner. And you look into your partner's face, and all they saying is that she was pressing me. This person was pressing me. They was liking my pictures. They had to drive 45 minutes to come over here. And meanwhile, you are accomplished, the top in your field, and you gonna act like he don't, and he works in your field, and he gonna act like he ain't never heard your name before, seen your ass before, while he's on Twitter talking about somebody else in your field who was, girl, years ago before you even debuted on your shit. So he go, and then he gonna say, well, yeah, I'm the catch. I'm always the catch. And then he gonna say, I was fighting him. The whole time I was fighting this. And it's just like, or when we were first meeting, I was fighting this. That's all your partner list. Imagine all that shit coming from your partner's mouth. So, and Ryan Clark obviously felt the same way, because he took it even further by saying, okay, so what I'm hearing is, and I'm paraphrasing, but he said, essentially, so what I'm hearing is, you ain't really want Simone Biles, basically. That's what you're saying. And then Jonathan said, oh, no, wait, I'm not going to say that. I'm just going to say I was afraid to commit, and Simone was over there kicking and laughing and giggling. And I'm just like, oh my God, why is it that I have to suffer in this life? Why do I have to see bad bitches always mess with these nignogs? Like, what did I do to deserve seeing the baddest bitches in the universe? Like, why is it that a lot of times it's just a nignog right beside their ass? That's why I'm like, we got to get these nignogs away. I don't know, they need their own separate planet, bro. Like, we got to get these bad bitches out these relationships right now. Someone please start a petition right now on change.org. We just need these bad bitches to come out these relationships with these niggas, bro. Like, we really do. I'm talking about these black women be like Nexus level beings. Do you see what I'm saying? Like beyond Omega level mutants. They be reality warpers, bro. And and somehow an ashy nignog just finds a way, grabs onto their hand for some reason, and they can't shake them off. We gonna help you. We gonna help you bad bitches shake these nignogs off. We gonna help y'all. Cause I mean, what? So Simone Biles, in response to all of this, ended up saying, to all of the backlash, everybody was dragging Jonathan, as they should. Simone gonna say, are y'all done yet? And I kind of expected this reaction, especially because she was smiling and kikiing while Jonathan was saying these kinds of things literally right next to her in this interview. So I didn't expect her to be like, oh, well, y'all gotta stop. I mean, People Magazine said, following the podcast episode's premiere, Owens, and that's Jonathan, because his last name is Owens. I know y'all. Anyway, Jonathan seemingly responded to criticism over his comments in a post on Instagram Thursday evening, sharing photos of himself and his wife loved up on their wedding day. And in a couple of more casual shots, he wrote, unbothered Just know we locked in over here. Aside from sharing his post to her own Instagram story, Biles also left a comment of support on her husband's grid post. She said, for life. So yeah, she said, I'm gonna stick beside him. She said, I'm gonna stick beside him. And all we can do is say, all right, girl. And that's it. Like, that's all we can do. She's good. She's smiling. She happy. And that's the tea. That's all we can do is just watch from the outside. And I mean, that's what we've been doing. We don't know her like that. She's a celebrity. You know, she's just an accomplished black woman that we celebrate, right? But we don't know her personally. Like, that's just it. So all we could do is watch. All that I could think about when I see their reactions to this and when I see Simone's, like, I'm a stick beside him attitude, like, all I can think about is when I had those I'm a stick beside him attitudes, right? Like, when I was younger, I'm like, girl, I don't care what y'all talk about. I don't care what y'all saying. Like, that's my man, my man. And I'm looking back at those situations. I'm just like, girl, bye. Just for myself, you know, my own personal experience. I remember when I had that, like, girl, y'all might see what y'all see, but I'm a survivor. I'm gonna do what I gotta do. Like, I'm a bad bitch. I'm that girl, you know. And nobody can tell you to be done with your nigga, but you, girl. Like, that's it. Like, I'm so sorry. That's how life is. So that's all we can do is just see and watch. But I'm like, I just want to let y'all know that I'm tired of the nignogs. Like, you're sitting right next to this person, right? Talking about how, you know, they was pressing you. I didn't really know who they was. They had to come out. They got to come see me. They had to take their ass up and come get me. And it's just like, okay, can we talk about your, like, you know, what y'all said to each other when y'all first met? Did you think she was beautiful? Did you like what made you reach back out? Nope, none of that heartfelt shit. It's very much like, bro, this how I got this bitch. That's how it felt. This how I got this bitch to be obsessed with me, bro. Like, this, you know, she was pressing me, bro. Like, she was all on me, bro. Simone Biles, what? I mean, yeah, I guess you did some gymnastics bullshit in the past or some shit. I don't know, bro, but she was pressing me, bro. Like, that's how it sounded. And y'all are getting mad at us for saying that that's exactly how it sounded. That's how it sounded. All I'm saying is that I wish we could get these lackadaisical ass, unemotional ass, you know what I mean, performing heteronormativity for other niggas, performing courtship for other niggas, just to display that shit in front of other niggas. I wish we could get you nignogs away from our girls. Like, I really wish we could. But they sticking beside y'all, bro, and that's the issue. That be really pissing me off, because I'm like, girl, why did you turn your superpowers down? Don't dim your superpowers down for this nignog. I be wondering, like, if he say this shit, like, in the public in interviews and stuff, I'm like, what is he doing? What is he doing? Like, how is he driving home the point to her that, you know, he's the catch? What is going on? And like y'all said, y'all told us to mind our business, and we did with this whole Keke Palmer situation. We did, but I'm just like, you're not going to sit here and say that we are blowing things out of proportion when one thing always leads to another. But yeah, it was fun watching the internet drag him. Love y'all so much, and make sure that you have a good goddamn evening.
They don't control me. I ain't the only person that hold and worship